Hello guys, what's going on? It's me again, and I just wanted to create a setup tour here, like a small one. So yeah, let's start with it. So this is my PC. It has 48 gigs of RAM, which a part of it is here in right here. Those are G.Skill Trident sets, and there's like generic 8 gig memory over there. Which make up, these are like 16 gigs each one, and those are 8 gigs on each stick. So we've got the NHD15. I mean, you can watch my guide. I mean, sorry, not a guide. You can watch my build video. I can link it up somewhere. And yeah, so let's get to the other parts. So under that cooler is a 9910 XE, so that's a 18 core 36 thread CPU. This case is a it's an NZXT. So where is it? Where's the logo? I can't even find it. Anyway, it's an NZXT H7 Flow. As you can see, the cable management situation is pretty fine. Not a lot of cables are visible, so yeah, I turned off the RGB. I couldn't turn it off on. I turned it off on the board, so as you can see, there's no board RGB. The RGB you saw is actually from the G.Skills sticks. I didn't know how to disable them. I think I have to contact ASUS because it seems like this motherboard only doesn't like support turning off the Aura Sync. It only supports turning off motherboard controlled RGB. So yeah, here's my video cards. It's a 1080 Ti, just same one we had, and the new one that you haven't seen is a special edition RX 580. This one is a greenish blue, so it's blue, but it's got like green lights. I couldn't turn the RGB off on this, but it's not even RGB, it's just like green. Is it? Yeah, it is. So this doesn't have a driver loaded, so you can't really do anything with it. It just spins. And you might be asking, why do I have this thing? Well, it's simple. VMs. Yeah, I've been experimenting with KVM here. I have macOS installed, so this was a perfect GPU to get for macOS, as yeah, the RX 580 is like the last GPU that was supported by macOS Mojave, which is the last version that supports 32-bit applications. So I just wanted to get something that could support that. Yeah. So it's also a bigger card, as you can see here. It's like it's got some clearance issues. Sorry, it doesn't have clearance issues, but like it's way wider than the 1080 Ti. Wider in this regard, and it's a little less longer, so it's beefy card for what it is and for what it's doing. It's basically never on. It's never assigned a driver to. Actually, it is. It's the VFI driver, but I don't think it's doing any operations now. So it's just keeping the card on and maybe spinning the fans a little slower. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that's the RX 580. I got it for $20, which is pretty nice. Yeah. I mean, I've got the same storage in here, so nothing's really changed. Aside from the KVM stuff, oh yeah, and I've got an SSD. It's a Samsung one. I got it used because I don't really like buying SSDs new and destroying them, and it's basically a VM SSD, and you know how VMs work. You just delete them when you finish using them. So yeah, let's go up to my desk and see what the situation is up there. Alright, so first things first, as you might have noticed, we've got a third monitor here. So this is an LG, a 16 by 10 monitor, which is, I think, for a 1440 by 900 on the vertical thing, and we've got the main two monitors as well as this one. I also showcased this in the 1080 Ti video. It's a 240 Hz 1080p TN panel. It's TN, but it's an Asus TN, so I think it's better. So I think it is, because like, I mean, the angles aren't too bad. I mean, it's not like, I've seen worse, okay? That's what I mean. They're there, I mean, you can't remove them, but it's not too bad. Especially like, I usually look at it like up front or from above, and in those two cases it doesn't seem that there's a lot of stuff going on. And we've also got my original monitor, which is like from ages ago, which is the Sony 1280 by 1024 monitor here. It's also 75 Hertz. Yeah, so for the KVMs, I have the Tenele X21. It's just a basic mixer which has two knobs, and I pretty much have them on maximum every time. It makes sure that I can, like, when I'm in the VM, I want to also have access to a call from here, for example, and from the host system. And so I just have a mixer. That's basically it. So the speakers are the same Genius ones. I now, with this monitor, have clearance for them. So if you can see the actual driver here. Actually, there's one small here. I think that's still bad, but the bigger one is visible. So yeah, as much as it's a little better than what it was. For the keyboard, I have this. It's a little dirty because I had it in storage, but it's a mechanical AT101W. You can. There is the sound. It has Alpine black switches, and yeah, it's been my keyboard for a very long time. I got really used to this. The mouse hasn't changed. It's the same G502. And yeah, we get to the parts that have actually changed. My controller, which is a pink, a pink Xbox controller, which I got from eBay. It was $20. I also have a receiver for that same controller right here. This is a fake one. I will have it linked down below if you want one. I will also have the what's it called? This Tenele thing also linked down below if you want one. It's really good, honestly. It just it doesn't tamper with your audio quality as far as I have been using it. I mean, it's just basically the same. You've got this, the actual like antenna, and don't mind that, like the stuff under there. It's basically, I have like games I never opened in that game shop thing. It's from the Netherlands, and I've got like AirPods. It's basically, I've got lots of things here. So a geography now, like one of those things. Yeah, an AMD. I got that from an AMD booth at a convention. And stuff like that. So yeah, I added the Canadian flag. No idea why, because one of my local poutine places closed, and I got it for free. All right, so this is the Gembird. This is what I use to record my videos. It's not the best, but for what I got it for, it's really good. I got it for like $4. Like I think 5 years ago. At this point, I have to change it one day, because I bet if I change it and the voice quality is way better, I'll get a lot more views. So yeah, and I've also got a poster of some metal black bands or something there. If you want to know what's inside here, comment down below. But yeah, here's my setup, and the rest I'll continue inside, because I'm going to be demonstrating on how I actually use the KVM software. Also, yeah, I have to show you what's going on outside, but that's for another day, because it's already really late today. So yeah. Alright guys, now that we're in Arch Linux, we can actually get started with actually showing you what's going on in the VM manager. So we're going to open up Virtual Machine Manager, which is the front end to access KVM, qemu, KVM VMs. So I've got my VMs here. I don't know, some of these are broken, they don't work, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I've got two clones, which are the most recent ones, the clones of these two. So I actually daily drove these two when my GTX 1080 Ti needed new thermal pads. So yeah, we've got the Windows 10 clone, which is purely a gaming virtual machine, and this one is a video editing and general use virtual machine. So yeah, let's get right into it. So let me change back to my phone and I'll show you exactly how I turn on the virtual machines. Alright, as you can see here, we've got the same screen here. We're just going to start the macOS Mojave clone. But before that, I'm going to change the display output from my GPU. Alright, and just like so, I've got the display port set to the RX 580 in this system. And we're just going to be starting it just like so. And here we go. Just in any moment now, the whole system would be passed through and we'll have a bootloader thing going on here. And we're going to click macOS HD, Macintosh HD, which is then going to verbosely actually boot into the system, do some trimming work and stuff like that. Yeah, let's see how it goes. And there we go. I don't know why it explodes like that, but yeah, it does happen. And here we go. I've got my login prompt here, and we can just log in. Got to put the sensitivity up. And here we go. We've got macOS Mojave, and why Mojave? I don't know. I just chose that one. It's old, but I just wanted to have this system. I like to have 32 bits for, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and as you can see here, it's detecting my display, which is the XG248Q, and it's running off the RX 580, and this is a VM because as you can see here it does show VM. So yeah, it's not like a different computer. So if I do have cuts through it, you can see here that it's actually running. And if I load the system there, it's gonna actually load it up, and you're gonna have stuff fluctuating with the percentages there. And I've got a storage drive, which is a 240 gig, but I have a 139 gig partition for macOS specifically. Got the memory, which weirdly says 0 megahertz, and you've got the usual Apple stuff. And we've got 16 gigs of RAM pass through. I haven't actually tweaked it yet, and yeah, we'll have to do that someday later. And we've also got the 3 gigahertz Xeon W, which is not actually what it is. I just passed in Cascade Lake cores, 16 of them, which made it think it's a Xeon W when it's actually a 10980 XE. So yeah, that's also there. And we've got the RX 580 also reporting here. So yeah, really cool. And as you can see, it's actually running at 240 hertz. I don't know if you can see that or not, but sometimes you can, because of how smooth, how much motion blur it has on 60 hertz, which I think I'm recording with 60 hertz, or it's not even 60 hertz, it might be 30. So yeah, we'll just go and show you exactly what it's doing. So if you didn't believe it, here we go. We've got 239 hertz. That's quite a lot for a VM, especially if it's not having pass-through, which this one is, and that's why we have that option there. And we've got, of course, it's a Hackintosh, so we've got the macOS HD and OpenCore as well. So my plan with my PC like 3 years ago, actually it was, oh no, yeah, okay, it was 3.5 years ago, so 3.5 years ago. My plan with my PC was like, I wanted to have macOS on it, but then macOS, I realized that they were gonna remove support for, newer versions, and that's also why I can like freely install an old version, because this is not my main system. My main system is Arch Linux here. I'm not scared of the security. I can just turn the network off this system and actually use it as is. I don't even use a browser. I just like, when I edit my videos, if I need like a picture or something, I just go and actually search it up through Firefox and bring it up. And by the way, this is like the this Firefox version is the last extended support release that actually supports this version of macOS, which is also fine. And yeah, if I do need like more security, I'll just upgrade to another version like Catalina. But for now, I do need like 32-bit programs, which is why I'm keeping this as the main system. And yeah, that's basically macOS. You've got Spotlight Search, you've got like everything that really macOS does have, like what's it like? Safari, which is really broken because it's really old. You've got Launchpad with all the programs. Again, I use this as a daily driver. That's why you can see Steam and stuff like that. I tried to play The Witcher, but apparently they, was it like, yeah, they only support, oh no, oh, wow, that's insane. I don't even believe it, but yeah. Anyway, so I've got like stuff, Telegram, basically, I don't use them anymore. I used them when this was my daily driver, and I really wanted to use Mojave once. So the 1080 Ti getting broken wasn't like, it was not broken, but like needing some repairs actually made some of my dreams come true in that way. So yeah, that's really good. And yeah, that's basically it with macOS. It's just basically a macOS system, which I also wanted in my system. So I wanted to have a macOS based system on my custom built PC. I didn't want a Mac because, I mean, I don't want a laptop CPU, okay? In my desktop, nor do I want to pay like insane amounts of money for a Mac Pro. So yeah, this is my Mac here, and yeah, of course, I'm here, and I also have Windows installed, so that's also a convenience, and I can just go in there by pressing a single button. I mean, let's just turn macOS off, and I'll show you what I mean. Just shut down quickly, just like so, and it shuts down really fast. And just give it a second, and there we go. CPU halted. That means it's off then. So we're gonna lower down the actual sensitivity, because Linux has a lot less. It has like no acceleration. No, sorry, it does have acceleration, and the profile is higher. And we can just run run Windows 10 clone, and it's just gonna run just like macOS did. And here we go. We've got the whole Windows screen with the whole UEFI decorations here. I don't know what this is. I think it's something due to the BIOS. No idea, but like, we're gonna have Windows here in a second. And here we go. We've got the Windows update screen going on. Yeah. Again, fairly simple. I don't know why, but last time I did it, the update screen wasn't visible, so I had to force restart. And the beautiful thing about this VM situation is that even if it breaks, I can just easily switch it off, right? And switch it back on. or if it breaks the whole system, I can just clone this Windows 10 back into Windows 10 clone and use it as is. Really nice. I mean, that's a win-win scenario, right? And yeah, it's just got to update as Windows has to do every single time you have to turn it on. And sometimes, I don't know why, but I think it's something to do with the VM. It does go update under this black screen, which is, yeah, it's bad, but like if you actually use it a lot, which I don't because I don't have to play games on it. I used to play The Witcher, I used to play Quake Champions. And yeah, by the way, don't play games on VMs which are not allowed because you're gonna get banned. Quake Champions, I personally asked the developer and he actually let me play it. So yeah, in that regard, it's fine. But like, don't play stuff like Apex Legends, PUBG, or stuff like that. Don't think that's not gonna get you banned. They do detect like VM software, which is honestly, I don't know why, but like whoever cheats in VMs, I mean honestly, like fuck you. That's all I gotta say to you. Like fuck you, bro. If you cheat, at least cheat without VMs, bro. Why can I not play my games just because you're cheating? And again, with Linux, people who use Proton, like stuff that confuses the system and tells the anti-cheat as through Proton, fuck you as well, bro. Like insanely bad. What are you doing, bro? Like why? You're messing around with people's gaming experiences. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Windows clearly is updating, as you can see from the graph here. It's gonna boot. It boots. I mean, you saw macOS. macOS is harder to boot on a VM than Windows. So yeah, I mean, I hope you believe this. If you don't, tell me in the comments down below. I'll make sure to show you that it actually boots. And I'll just leave it to update over the night or something. And yeah, I'll come back to it. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video, like the whole setup tour going on, and I wish to see you in the next video. Bye!